By thine own eternal Spirit, rule in all our hearts alone. Great prayer to start the day with. Do sit down. And Adrian, perhaps you would like to come and join me. I don't know, can Adrian use the...
I've got a
Oh, you've got one. Oh, great. Otherwise, I was going to say he could sing to us.
Morning. Good morning. Hello. Is it on? Am I on? Great.
So, Archdeacon, Adrian.
No, stop. Call me Adrian.
It's thank you for coming.
Hey,
it's very
pleasure.
good of you to come. I've lost my place. Here we go. It'd be lovely because a lot of us haven't met you before. So first off, can you just tell us a little about you and your family, sort of that side of things?
Okay. Hi everyone. So I'm Adrian. I'm. What do you want to know about me? So I'm born and bred in Essex, which means I'm a West Ham supporter, but a Bristol City season ticket holder. Work that one out later. So that's what I enjoy, watching football. That's one of my main things that I do. And I'm married to Fran. Fran, some of you may know Fran. Fran did a placement at St Bart's and may have ended up down here from time to time. She's now a curate and doing her last year of curacy at Grace Church with Michael Farrier and the other parishes that he's got there. So I've got a daughter, Becca, who, it's relevant to what I'm going to say later, kind of told us at age 15, I don't want anything more to do with this Christian faith. And 2 years ago, during the middle of lockdown, by doing a Bible study with some students, Fran was doing Bible studies with St Bart's, gave her life to Christ again. So she is now a youth worker at a church in Cheltenham, which is really exciting for us, getting married in April. And my son, Tom, he studied at a drama school, but doing theatre lighting, and he's on tour with Fisherman's Friends, the musical, which was in Bath not that long ago. Brilliant. So he's lighting tech for that, and he's on tour till May.
Fantastic.
Sorry, that's
great.
much?
Fascinating. I'd love to ask you loads of questions about all of that. Do grab Adrian afterwards over coffee and pursue anything that you would like to. Now, you used to be a vicar.
I did.
And where was the last place that you were a vicar?
So I was a vicar of two churches on the edge of Taunton, a place called Trull and Angesley, for 14 years. Okay. I was there.
And now you're an archdeacon.
I am.
Can you tell us what is an archdeacon?
Well, I used to say it's like being an area manager. So like vicars are store managers. Well, I'm like an area manager, but that sounds a bit dull. The new bishop came in and said, it reminds us that he's a shepherd. That's a great Bible image of maybe what a bishop is, an overseer, someone who cares for the sheep. If we're the sheep, the flock, the three of us who are archdeacons are his sheepdog. So we basically, he whistles, we run, and we run around trying to keep everyone in order, keep everyone moving in the right direction, and nipping at people's heels. So we do lots and lots of things, but we basically work with the bishop to oversee all that's going on in the diocese. So I do a lot of some sort of pastoral care, I guess, clergy and lay leaders. Sometimes I have to deal with a bit of discipline when things go off track. I tend to deal with a lot of the things that go wrong. So when stuff's going wrong, I tend to be the one that has to go and try and pick up the pieces. But I also get involved in putting new vicars in. So St Bart's, looking for a new vicar. One of my big roles is I'm alongside you as you go through the process of searching for its successor to Ian. So lots and lots of different things.
Thank you. And it has to be said that an archdeacon is a senior position in the Church of England. Not everybody gets to be an archdeacon. Archdeacons generally are recognised for having sound judgment and excellent taste. Sorry, could you just remind us which football team you support?
West Ham.
Oh, West Ham! There you go. I have to say, when I first came to the diocese, the bishop of the diocese was a West Ham supporter.
Correct.
So if you hang around long enough, you'll never know what might happen.
Right.
If we can just get rid of this new one, who I think supports, I don't know, Birmingham or Aston Villa somewhere. I don't know. Good. Tell us, what's the best bit about being an archdeacon? Okay.
I'd like to say it's because there are so many things it's because I'm struggling to... the bit I enjoy most is helping to put new vicars into parishes. That's the bit I enjoy most. Because I enjoy getting to know a church, getting to walk with them. They're normally quite fearful, and so trying to put people at ease, keep reminding them that in the end, Jesus is still the head of the church, so, he's not gone anywhere, so don't worry about that, and that God has got it in control. So, yeah.
Fantastic. And tell us, how can we be praying for you? We want to be praying for you, not just during the vacancy, but throughout all the different aspects of your ministry. How would you like us to be praying for you?
The danger in my job is the danger in anyone in, I guess, what we call senior roles is you get so caught up in the momentary things that you're struggling with. The big thing we're struggling with is money in our diocese. So we have got just as many parishes, because parishes are having a difficult time. We're having a difficult time financially. And the problem is you spend all your time talking about money instead of mission. And so I'm just really grateful that the new bishop has come in and said we're going to talk about mission and not money, and trying to get that back, which has been my heart. But when we haven't had a bishop, it's been quite hard. So I guess my biggest prayer is that the conversations we start to have now are about mission and trusting that God will provide for the mission he's called us to, instead of saying, this is all the money we've got, what on earth are we going to do? And actually he used a wonderful image of the difference between Philip and Andrew at the feeding of the 5,000. Philip says, how on earth are we going to feed this lot? This will take 6 months' wages. Andrew says, look, this is what we've got. We've got a picnic. In a sense, we need to be people who go, okay, this is what we've got, but God can still do extraordinary things through us. So that's my prayer, and if you can pray, because it's really hard to keep that at the focus of your mind when I get a lot of people moaning at me because of their parish share. If you don't know what parish share is, don't ask.
Thank you, Adrian. Well, our children are going to head off to their groups now, and then they come back a bit later and see us, so we look forward to seeing you later on. Have a wonderful time. Adrian, it sounded as though I was going to ask you if you wanted to say anything to people about the vacancy, but obviously you've just said something. I don't know if there's any more that you would like to say, just as the once children have cleared a bit. It's just an opportunity for Adrian just to say anything he wants to say about these next few months for us, but then particularly for us over coffee afterwards. Adrian's very happy to stay around as long as he's, as long as we need him to, within reason. So do as you just listen to what he says now, and then if there are things you particularly want to talk to him about anything, but obviously related especially to these next few months for us, then do grab him over coffee. Thank you.
I think the first thing I want to say is please be praying. It's a funny old process, the Church of England. Sometimes people can't work it out because they say, well, in any other business, you'd have the successor lined up once the last person goes. The church is quite different because the role changes according to where the church has gone on its journey. So actually what you needed 31 years ago when Ian was first appointed is probably not what you need now. And therefore, there needs to be a period of discernment, a period of trying to work out, Lord, where are we now? And therefore, what kind of leader do we need for the next stage? Because it isn't just one type of vicar fits all. You need something particular in this situation. And so, all of you are involved in that discernment, but some in particular are involved in that discernment, those who have to put together, in effect, what is a profile. It's called a parish profile. That's, in a sense, a document that will go out there that people will look at if they apply for the role. So please be praying for that small group of people who are working on that. It's also a slightly odd thing because in the Church of England, some of us, especially perhaps if you come to Riverside, may not have an Anglican background, a Church of England background. Therefore, the way the Church of England does it seems bizarre. But it's because we're a state church, we're the kind of established church, everything we do is written into law. So when it comes to making the decision, there are only 2 representatives of the church that are involved in making the decision, just 2 out of all of you. But you also have the bishop and me. So I just want to reassure you that, I'm here to bat for you. When Fran was on placement, I was coming to St Bart's. St Bart's is a church I've known for many years. Ian and I have worked closely when I was in parish ministry. So I think I get and understand where Bart's and Riverside are, the things that are important to you, because the things that are important to you are really important to me as well. So I kind of want to reassure you that you're not trying to fight against the diocese that's trying to push you in a direction you don't want to go. I'm here to say I want to go in the direction you want to go as well. And also that there's another group who are involved, is that all churches have patrons, and your patrons are the Simeon Trust. And the reason why, again, I want to say have confidence is I'm also a Simeon trustee. Now, I'm not allowed to act as a Simeon trustee in this. I have to be the Archdeacon, and someone else is doing the role of a Simeon trustee. But Simeon trustees stand for the things that matter to you: gospel, Jesus, cross, resurrection, mission, evangelism, all the things that matter to you. Simeon trustees, built on the work of Charles Simeon. So there's a lot of technicalities to the role, but can I just say we're all batting, I hope, on the same team, aiming in the same direction. And I just want you to have confidence as much as you can in human beings who are trying to do this. Pray for us, but confidence in God to lead us. And it will take a while. It's the rate limiting step at the minute really is how long it takes the profile to come together. But that will come, and it will come reasonably quickly, I'm sure. But I just remember it does take time, because once we begin to, anyone who gets the role, they have to give 3 months' notice where they are. So things never happen as quickly as we ever want them to. Is that enough?
That's great. Thank you very much, Adrian. That's brilliant. Let's just keep a moment of quiet, shall we, and use it to pray as the Lord leads you to pray in the light of anything that you've heard from Adrian this morning already, and particularly for Adrian himself. Let's just keep a moment of quiet.